In a week of drama, a day of jeopardy. The UK now facing what looks increasingly like a financial crisis, with the Bank of England taking extraordinary steps to secure the plumbing of the economic system. We don't normally spend much time talking about long-dated government debt, for good reason. It's pretty dull. And it's dull because this is where pension funds put their money. But over the course of the past few days, it has been anything but dull. Since the Chancellor's statement on Friday, there's been a chain reaction running through that market, which the bank has detected was causing a run dynamic, a kind of wholesale version of what happened to Northern Rock. So they worked through the night and came up with an unprecedented package. That intervention, a commitment to buy as many bonds as it took to stabilise the market.
Pension funds were suddenly faced with the need to raise collateral, money that they needed to pay the companies that they had taken out contracts with on an immediate basis. So they were actually adding to the vicious spiral by selling gilts in the market as well, which then made prices go even lower. And that itself created problems for other pension funds who then started to have to sell. And I think that's what the Bank of England was trying to stem with its actions today.
The story becomes clear when you look at one of those assets. This is one of Britain's long-dated bonds. Look at how its price fell in recent days, causing that spiral for many funds. Then came the bank's intervention, and since then the price has begun to recover. But a crisis in Britain's pension system is a crisis for the whole financial system. The Chancellor meeting today with the bank executives in an effort to reassure the city. And ministers still defiant in the face of market turmoil. For a lot of people, they're looking at what's happening in financial markets and they see a storm, that started with that fiscal statement last Friday. Do you not take responsibility for that?
No, we both know that we're seeing the same impacts of Putin's war in Ukraine cascading through things like the cost of energy, some of the supply side implications of that, and that's impacting every major economy. And just the same, every major economy, you're seeing interest rates going up as well. So as we go,
not to the same degree as in the UK.
Every major economy is dealing with exactly these same issues.
At the heart of this all is a deep tension, and one that is now playing out in financial markets.
On one part of town, the Chancellor has a stated growth objective of 2.5%. On the other part of town, the Bank of England's own view is that the growth potential of the UK economy is about 1% below that. That tension is now what we're seeing being resolved in financial markets, because they're saying, well, if the government wants to go for 2.5%, or the Chancellor does, that is going to mean that interest rates are going to have to rise in a way that's going to defeat the objective for 2.5%.
It is hard to think of any other budget which has caused quite such chaos. A currency plunge followed by a mortgage spike, and now a threat to the very plumbing that sits beneath our economy. What happens next is anyone's guess.